Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of A Night's Ransom. We are at episode 52. We have officially given you a full year's worth of content as of the end of stream tonight. That is a feat sort of beyond my kind of wildest imaginings, and we're not done yet. Before we begin, we'd like to thank our sponsor. Sorry. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Effects May Vary, a local band here in Toronto, as well as our Patreon subscribers. For those who are at the appropriate tier, thank you very much, Mama Bear. In addition, would also like to remind everybody that if you're not on our Discord server, you can hit !Discord in the chat. And if you want to buy and support us via some merch, you can do !Merch. Which will net you some really stellar, awesome things that Otter has had a hand in designing. And so, before we get to the backtrack, so that Otter can do whatever it is that he would like to do in Jungvale before they depart on a ship over a stretch of element that he doesn't handle well, let's get into game. So, Otter was kind enough to have watched the previous episode, despite the apparent glitch about 30 minutes, or no, about 15 minutes in, where we just cut. We're not sure why that happened. We don't know why episode 51 is in 2 parts. I don't have an answer for you. I'm gonna blame Twitch, because I didn't have a service disruption on my end and I was the streamer.
All I know is I came back once the stream popped back up to, my cabbages.
Which issue? Anyway, that being said, I just realized I was getting all prepped for the session and I don't even have my notebooks up. Let me grab those.
Sure.
Okay. Party. What are you doing? No, not Party. What are you doing? Orion. What are you doing?
Well, judging by the last session, we went after some altars, and then we had a little bit of downtime before going onto the boat.
Yes, sir.
I would have spent a little bit more time back in the caverns, kind of looking into if there's any inklings of lore to the altars and stuff we found down there.
you don't really find lore or anything. They seem to be just a way to strengthen the way the darkness held on to everything.
Oh no, I mean the Titan catacombs that we fought the long fellas
I
in.
mean, you learn more about Kronos.
Yeah, that was more what I was going for.
Which, I mean, is a story that you're already familiar with.
Yep.
Very familiar with. I mean, he was a god when you were first created. And you know that he ate his children as soon as he found them.
Mm-hmm.
Before you disappeared, Rhea hadn't had... Shit, what order did he consume them in? He hadn't consumed, Hera and Zeus yet.
Okay, so it was in, like, the beginnings of the children.
Yeah, well, it was closer towards, like, the middle. So, like, Hades had already been eaten, Poseidon, Demeter, Hestia. You went missing around that era.
Okay. More just kind of seeing if there's anything I didn't know, if it was more of
this
what
is
I did.
You already knew all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it tells of his supposed demise, but then it also talks of the fact that he is being held in Tartarus in the underworld.
Mm.
And is basically being imprisoned by his son. Because they didn't manage to kill him.
Interesting. And since we are on a bit of a time crunch, I would have spent the last of my downtime starting to work on that cipher for dyslexia.
Okay.
Kind of sitting down with the child and figuring out...
You say child, but this is a, like, young adult elf.
Let me rephrase. Infant.
Oh, good God. Do not actually call him that, because he will come to blows much faster than... Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is just me having fun with Orion's age.
Okay.
Sitting down and, going over documents with them, figuring out, like, where they are having troubles, picking up words, how they're deciphering or interpreting them to help me better figure out how that cipher would work.
Okay.
And then upon reaching the boat, I've never been on a boat before. I've got my notebook out. I'm just kind of walking around, taking notes, checking out all the crew. Drew a little picture of the hyena.
Her name is Wynn. Winn.
Thank you. That was actually going to be my next question.
As I say, I did mention it when we had the session last time, but...
I didn't catch the name when I was rewatching it, so I was just going to ask to clarify.
To be fair, it was a little bit difficult to hear it, so...
Mm-hmm. So you said that was WYNQ?
WINN.
2 N's. Okay.
2 N's.
And Sasha seems to be acquainted with the crew already. But otherwise, that catches me up. I'm on the boat. I don't think there's anything in town that I'd be specifically looking for.
Alright, you all head out. You travel. The ship pulls out, and, there is no issues for the first couple days. And it's a somewhat quiet journey. Well, maybe. You're 2-3 days out by this point. And is anybody up in the crow's nest?
I'm loving the views.
Give me a perception check, please, Orion.
Yeah. Especially out here on the water, the view at night is fantastic. Perception, you say?
Yes.
15. 13 plus 2. Oh, I have advantage because of my cloak. Dirty 20. 18 plus 2.
Okay. Alright. The water is so blue. It's so clear. And it's just peaceful. The waves are gentle, the breeze is fitting as it pulls the ship. As it pulls the ship along the water. Sorry!
Are you okay over
This is
there?
your fault. This is your fault. I'm so
What
sorry.
happened?
It's fine!
You two just lost it.
I lost it because I was watching him lose it in the fucking corner.
This dumb bitch sent me something, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good picture." And then I noticed at the top it says "chokes and dies," and I don't know why, but chokes and dies just fucking sent me. Okay, sorry.
Perfect. Couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I was like, if I don't send that now, I'm never gonna find it again. Apologies. The water is clear blue. You can't even fathom the sort of depths that are down there. You see schools of fish swimming in the water. In the distance, you see what looks like a pod of whales kind of crest out of the water and splash back down. The ship is moving at a decent pace as you continue to sail. Sort of around Watandi Bay. You're still in Marv's Sea.
Aha! I have officially seen a whale. That's good.
Yes. No! Shit!
Thank you, DM. I appreciate you.
That's it. I'm done. Stream's over. We're going to
Yeah.
Fuck!
I've been back for 5 minutes.
I'm just fucking setting this beautiful, idyllic fucking scene on the water, and then gave the motherfucker who's got polymorph knowledge of what a whale looks like! God damn it. Don't
Which
you
whale?
look cute at me? No, I'm not telling him that. I'm not giving him those specifics. Fuck that.
But I thrive on specifics.
Yeah, that's why you're not getting them.
Hey, what's the whale's name?
I don't care.
Sunflower.
You're also not close enough to ask.
It's okay. I'll
Would
name
it
her Sunflower.
understand me if it was?
You just hear
I don't
Ryan
know.
yelling
Maybe
in
it's a
whale from the
sentient
crow's
whale.
nest. You just hear Ryan screaming in whale from the crow's nest. What's your name?
Hey.
Fuck you.
It's your name!
Schopenhauer.
Yeah. Yep. Pumping those brakes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. It was such a good opportunity to do that one. So you journey on. This isn't meant to be quick. This is going to be something that takes a little bit of time. Because you eventually get to a point where the wind dies out entirely. And you're stuck in the middle of the ocean, waiting for the wind to pick back up. There are tasks if you are willing to help out. However, since you do technically have a writ of passage, you would technically be passengers and wouldn't have to work if you did not so desire.
I'm helping.
Of course, no. So let me rephrase. The four of you who aren't Sasha have the choice to do nothing. Sasha is basically getting gang pressed back into the crew while he's on the ship. As you are seeing a side of your friend that you have never seen before. To the point where Sasha has actually dangled one of his compatriots and friends off the side of the deck, threatening
Not
to drop him in
surprised.
the water.
Just watching from the crow's nest, taking notes.
Actually, this would have been a good time. Sasha would have been out of his armor a lot
Yep.
while on the ship, which isn't something he normally does.
Fred would be helping you.
Okay.
I don't know how much help I could be, but I would like to help with any cartography type things if possible.
Oh, they have one of those now.
Okay. Give me... Oh, Jesus.
Roll for maps?
Yeah.
Just straight map roll.
Yeah.
Please.
Pick
Pick a number between 1 and 20. And then whatever's on the dice, if it's close, he wins, I guess.
I guess...
Would that be survival or like intelligence?
Like, are you helping map out the area? Because if you're helping map out the area, it's an intelligence check, which wouldn't be survival. It would be, like, closer to history.
I mean, that's cool. I kind of just want to get a look at the maps, because I haven't seen maps of the ocean, really.
Is this a I want to learn, or is this a
Create maps.
create maps? Because that's two different things.
Learn, mostly.
Okay.
As map information I would know would probably be of no help. Unless I saw things on their maps that didn't coincide with things I knew previously.
Okay. Alright, so let's call it a learn. You're gonna give me just a flat intelligence check, because I know for you, rolling history is a proficiency. This is not a thing you're proficient in. You are just learning, so it's just gonna be a straight intelligence check, please.
Okay. That is a +5 for my intelligence, a 15.
Okay. You spend you spend most of the day where you're stuck not moving. Learning from
It's a new one. Hal, it's a tiefling.
what?
The crew is updated. I just haven't written it down.
Okay, well that doesn't help me when I have the sheet up to reference to use the right names.
Pal.
Pal, as in P-A-L?
P-A-L.
Okay.
That's not his actual name, but it's the easier name to go by.
Sure. Pal, who is the navigator for the crew, is more than happy to teach you, Orion. However, he doesn't always have the best answers for your questions because you ask very detailed questions.
That tracks.
You know, this man knows how to do his job. He doesn't necessarily always know the history behind said job.
That's okay. I'm just intrigued that they're using the stars and such to help orient themselves on the water.
Okay.
Would probably misname quite a few stars that they point out to me, but that's semantics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that just opens up the whole conversation
Mm-hmm.
of, basically you share your knowledge. It's like, oh, those stars were named X years and years and years ago. And then they're like, oh, well, because of this reason, we renamed them. Like, if they were named after a Titan that really shouldn't have been, they later found to not be good, the stars were renamed.
Okay. At some point during one of the evenings, I'd like to get the party together. We can facilitate that at some point.
Yeah.
But other party members are also helping the crew, so I'll let you guys get to that.
Yeah. Monric. They've
Yes.
got you sort of actually helping with the hoisting of the sails. And they've taught you how to specifically deal with the major sails, given your strength and force of will. It makes
Okay.
you a very good candidate for doing so. They teach you all the appropriate knots, the whole 9 yards. However, there isn't much for you all to do, given that you're standing still. Karasef, are you enjoying the sun, or are you helping?
Karasev's gonna be like in the ship, not on it.
Okay, so Karasef has chosen to be in the underbelly of the ship. Yes?
Yeah, pretty much hanging out in the bilge for whatever reason.
Okay. Works for me. And Fred, given your unfortunately slight build in comparison to the others of your party, your offers of help seem a little bit... They don't know what to do with you. They do have some sails that need repairing, which fit your smaller stature, and it's not that they're trying to be insulting, it's just physicality. Like, this is literal just physicality. You cannot carry as much as Monric and Karasef and Sasha.
I'm small but mighty.
I mean, sure, but you need to give me a Constitution saving throw, please. Actually, you know what? Everybody who's not a Warforged and isn't Sasha needs to give me a Constitution saving throw.
These ones up. Oh fuck.
I
Fred,
got a 14.
you are suffering the worst seasickness ever. Like, putting your feet on the floor doesn't help because everything is rocking. You have nearly fallen over the railing trying to empty what little you're managing to keep down. It is, it's not good.
Nope.
You are pretty sick. Yeah, definitely not helping.
She's curled up.
Orion, actually, I need you to give me, a nature check, please.
With a +5, that is a 7.
Okay. You're a little too, involved in the map learning.
I probably at some point would have requested, like, actually no, I have rope. Anytime I am on deck or up in the crow's nest, I have made sure to lash myself to wherever I'm bunkering down, just
Okay.
for safety's sake, as I know I don't swim, I sink.
Same. I honest to God wish I was kidding. Me, the DM, I float here with every possible breathing apparatus that I personally own underwater.
That's when you go like this.
Yet, I still sink. I can't float at all.
Nope.
I blame my father for that one, because he can't do it either.
I will say, keeping a close eye on Sasha and their interactions with the crew. Just kind of watching to see what that looks like. This is a side to Sasha we haven't seen before, so I'm just keeping an eye on it.
Okay. Okay, so the wind picks up sometime during the night, and the night crew gets everybody back on, gets the ship back on track. You're 5 days into the journey. That stall out in sea definitely put you guys behind. And, this'll be fun. Orion, you're in the, dealing with the maps at the
Mhm.
time, and, so there is no perception check from you, my dear, because, you don't see this coming. Who is on deck right now?
Red would be. She's still sick. Hanging over hanging over the railing.
I'm sorry, Karisef, did you just go rat hunting in the ship?
Yeah, no, that's what I was doing in the bilge.
Monarch would be on deck.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
what?
No, go ahead and tell everybody what you sent me.
Sure, okay, so after you guys don't see me for a while, I'm just gonna kind of walk upstairs with an armful of dead rats, throw them overboard, and just climb up to the rat's nest and hang out.
Oh yeah, you've just made Fred very sick.
As if she wasn't sick already. Okay. That being said, so Sasha, Karisef, Monarch, and Fred are all on deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. You are unsuspecting of what is coming. As I need everybody, and this includes Orion, to give me a dexterity saving throw. Please and thank you.
Dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
What is that, a plus
Oh, dear.
2? That's a 15 plus 2 for 17.
Okay. Oh, good. Anybody who rolled less than a 20 is knocked prone.
Okay.
Oof. I'm on the floor.
Down I go. Just hit
As
something.
no, something hit you.
I
And
hope it wasn't the
sounds
whale.
and sounds of alarm immediately sound out around you. Something is going on. Something is going down. And then you watch as giant tentacles breach the surface of the water. And I will need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
That tracks. I'm sorry, is that a 33?
That's why I was laughing over
Carissa.
here a little bit. Yes. I took alert, so I get a +5 to my initiative bonus, and that gives me a +13 now, which means I critted on this technically.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, hot damn. Okay. I just glanced over and saw 33. Karasef says, me first.
Jumps off of Crow's Nest, sword out, just stabs into the tentacle and slides down it. That'd be fun, but I doubt it'll happen.
You can certainly try? Question mark.
Ooh,
Lands
who's
in the
the
water,
DM here?
not useful.
That's why there was a question mark.
I just heard like the questioning you can certainly try, and I'm just like, woo! Man, those are my words. The fuck is there? It is.
That's why I said it as a question.
Yup. Large, huge, gargantuan. All right, I know that the map scale does not equate, what we would expect, but it's fine. However, due to the fact that the Kraken did get the jump on all of you, as it were, the Kraken will be going first. And I am going to very politely ask, don't draw on the map, because everything that's about to get drawn on the map is going to be from me.
Okay.
And I don't want any confusion. So, first things first. One tentacle wraps around the main mast and starts to constrict, and you hear splintering and starting to crack. Another comes up over here. Sasha, since you are down, my dear, and on the ground, does a 33 hit you? You might be muted. I did not.
Yes.
Okay, you are going to take
Does a
18
33
points of
hit you?
bludgeoning.
Seriously asking me if that hits.
Yes.
No.
You're going to take
I love it.
18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is that halved?
Let me double check, because I need to double check to see. I don't think its things count as magical, so... Okay, so it's 9 damage in half.
Okay, thank you.
And then another tentacle wraps around the ship here. And here. This thing is basically trying to drag the Zealous, into the sea. Catch yourself. You're up. Push to talk.
I'm gonna forget about that a few times. I think, oh, that just totally broke something. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to change what button I'm using for this. So being right there, I'm gonna summon my sword and I'm just gonna attack this. Oh no, I'm prone right now, aren't
You are.
I? Okay, is that just my move to get up?
No, it's half your movement to get up.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna get up and then I'm gonna attack the crap out of this thing that's, wrapping itself around my now rat-free ship.
Okay.
There's just one rat somewhere
29?
down below. Just
29
like,
is
I got
good.
away.
It's like, it just sends a fucking painted thing to Karasef later. It says, bitch, I lived.
There's just one rat hiding somewhere on the ship.
Perfect.
16 to hit?
16 is no good.
Okay, well, I did 12 damage from the first swing.
All right.
And use my bonus action to cast. No, I'm not. I'm good.
Okay. Sasha.
I'll spend. Am I like trapped under it?
No, it just like it flopped down on top of you, and now it's sort of like flailing about trying to get a good grip on something. The crew is sort of running here, there, and everywhere, trying to fend off the Kraken, but also trying not to let the Kraken damage the ship too much.
Then I will spend my half movement to get up.
Okay.
And I will pull my sword, and I will hit it twice. So I feel like I'm gonna get yelled at if I try to hit it otherwise. 17 and a 29 to hit.
29 is good.
Can I see any of the other players on the ship right now? Or are
No.
tentacles in the way?
The tentacles are... Well, you can see Sasha.
Okay.
But otherwise, the tentacles are in the way. Which I know, I'm letting you do a thing, but...
12 damage.
Okay. Anything else, Quentin?
Nope. That's it.
Fred?
Before I go any farther, with me being sick, am I at disadvantage or normal?
Yes. You are at disadvantage. No, let me rephrase. I'm not gonna be that cruel. Anytime that you cast something with concentration required,
Okay.
you will do your spell checks at disadvantage.
Okay.
Are you casting Disintegrate on this thing?
I am.
What do I have to give you? Because I know that that's a saving throw.
Dex, I think. Fred says nay.
Well, Fred is certainly going to try.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the spell certainly worked. However, it doesn't seem to have much effect, as more tentacles just seem to pop up out of the water. And before Monric can go... Oh, yes. Why not? Because Fred has caused herself to be a bit of a problem, especially with that. was a 30 to hit, Fred.
Yeah, it doubles it.
Oh, good. You are wrapped up by one of the tentacles and lifted into the sky. And then roll me a d8. Mom? You're not going to take damage from this, but you still got to roll me a d8.
I did that wrong. Five.
Okay. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that would be 6. 5. You are thrown off the ship into the water, well away from the ship.
No!
Oh, yes!
Shit! Oh, you bitch. You bitch.
You made yourself a problem! Monsters know what they're doing! Monric, what are you doing?
I'm going to grab my bonking stick and give this thing a solid whack.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, the 29 and the 20 are good. $13 and 16 is 29 points of damage. Anything else, sir?
That would be everything for me.
Alright. Well, it's the Kraken's turn now. And you watch as dark clouds fill the sky. Karasef, Sasha, Orion. All three of you need to give me dexterity saving throws.
8.
21.
13.
You are all taking 31 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Orion.
Well, I have new spells, but I don't think they're going to help very much here.
I feel like I need to point out that you cannot use Otto's irresistible dance on this creature.
It's within 30 feet of me.
It's not going to work.
Now
I let you get away
the
with a whole hell of a lot. You cannot make a Kraken dance.
Yet. It is no longer... Would it be considered, like, holding... It is holding the ship.
Yes.
So I know if I banished it, we would just be in the water.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
It would take the ship with it.
I'm going to cast Polymorph, then,
Uh-huh.
on the Kraken.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to give it a 2 on its saving throw. Does it work before I tell you what I turn it into? Or does it not?
I'm just double checking. Hang on.
Sure. Because I'm sure I would have heard Fred go, ah, into the water.
Yep. Hmm. Okay. You said it
It
rolled a
works.
2?
It rolls a 2.
Okay. It doesn't work.
The DC would be a 17.
Yes, no, I realize it doesn't work.
Okay. Well, that's my turn either way.
All right. Karasef.
I'm actually gonna go a little different than normal here. And I'm gonna just cast Eldritch Blast and target 3 separate tentacles.
All right, go
Because
for it.
I can now do 3 beams with it.
Well, that doesn't help me. What's your plus to hit for Eldritch Blast?
I was just looking that up. It's a +9, so it's a 10. Crit 1.
Well, a nat 1 is a nat 1 is a nat 1, dear.
23 and a 22.
Your 23 and your 22 are good.
Cool. All right, it's 25 damage to it.
Okay. Anything else, Karasef?
Can I move past the tentacle or
You can try, but you have to give me a dexterity saving throw to avoid the tentacle as it's thrashing about.
Okay. And is Sasha still pinned under this one, or
No. Sasha was never pinned.
Okay, my bad.
Sasha
I must
just
have
got
misheard something.
Flopped.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm actually gonna stay right here then. I'm good.
Okay, Sasha.
We're gonna do some swings to hits. 2 24s.
They're both good.
I rolled 2 14s for both hits. All right. I was just looking at this dice and it's stupid. It's fine. $25
Total?
total. Total for the
Okay.
2 swings. I'm gonna
Nice.
cast nothing. I'm gonna cast nothing. I
Okay.
lied.
Fred. You're in
wanna
the water.
I know. I want to cast Levitate on myself.
You can do that.
I can do that. I'm only going to raise like 10 feet above the water.
Okay.
And I don't think I can do anything else to my next turn where then I can move myself.
Okay.
I think that's how that works. So on my turn, I can change
You
the
can-
altitude up to 20 feet in either direction.
Yes, but it's only up and down. Like, you can't move forward or back. You can only move up and down. It says, if you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. And that's it.
Okay. And then I'm going to use a sorcery point to make this a bonus action, or 2 points to make this a bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm firing at him with the crossbow. 20 hit.
Hang on. You're firing at it with a crossbow?
Mhm.
Yeah. 20 is good.
I can't do another spell. 6 piercing.
Did you use one of your sorcery points to make that a bonus action?
I did.
Anything else? Fine?
I used actually 2 sorcery points to make it a bonus action. Yes, that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Well, before Monric can take a move, yeah, sure, why not? Monric, Orion, and Karaseth. Dexterity saving throws, please, again, gentlemen.
You said dexterity saving throw?
Yes, please.
That's a 20 on the dot.
A whopping
You all
9.
you all take 15 points of lightning damage. Okay, you're up, Monric.
I'm just going to hit it twice.
Okay.
And it looks like I missed it twice.
No, actually, you hit it twice.
Oh, okay. Great.
For 17 points of damage.
Yep.
Alright, and then it's the Kraken's turn. Oh, let's do it this way. Why not? 26 to hit, Sasha? Okay. You've been, hang on. You're going to take, nope, you're good. You are going to take 28 points of piercing damage, please, dear. So in half, that's 14.
I was gonna say, I'm like, is it 14?
It is 14.
I knew that one's math.
Okay. Orion.
Well, for the sake of, I guess, at least trying to protect the ship, is this to scale for what we're on? Just out of curiosity.
It's close. Let's say yes, just because it's easier than trying to, like... It's a very large ship, but this is a very large creature.
So it's 7, 10. Okay. Well, for now, what we're going to do to try and help the party out here. There are 3 masts, or just the one in the center? DM?
Pardon, repeat the question?
Is there a singular mast in the center, or are there 3?
3.
Okay, and the tentacles are only wrapped around the one right now?
Just the one, and it's the biggest one.
Okay. Well, I guess we will take this moment to throw up a wall of force.
Uh-huh.
And I can do that in 10 10-foot by 10-foot panels. And what I'm going to do is encapsulate that center mast, because when it springs forth, it will push anything in that space outside of it, so it is no longer splintering the center mast.
Okay. Anything else, Orion?
I'm gonna take a step. Is this an overhang that I'm under? Here?
Sort of.
If
like,
I
you
can,
can't hide underneath it, not really.
I couldn't stand underneath it to not be in lightning range?
No.
Then I'm just going to move over next to the stairs, so I have some cover from the side.
Okay. With your ingenuity to save the center mast well in hand, you watch as 2 more tentacles burst out of the water and wrap around the 2 other masts.
As long as the main one is safe, we can still sail at a decent speed.
Karasef.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did last turn. Just Eldritch Blast. Same.
Okay.
Okay. So that got me another natural 1. And then 15 and 18.
15 is no good, but the 18 is.
All right, excellent. That 18 is gonna deal 7 damage. And that's gonna be my round.
All right. Sasha.
Why do I feel absolutely insane? I'm supposed to have something. I don't think. Sorry, there was like one thing I was looking for and I don't know where it went. But that's fine. I guess. Can I see like the main body? Is it like hanging over the edge?
Yes. And actually, it would be on your side because it tried to bite you.
Oh,
Well, not try. It did bite you.
Oh, then I wouldn't have been able to shoot it earlier.
No. It swam underneath after you shot it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Yeah? In the middle of the goddamn day.
You said I needed to see the sky.
I did. You are using it 100% as intended. I just find it funny that you're casting Moonbeam in the middle of the damn day.
Yeah.
You've never seen the moon in the middle of the day?
No.
I have.
Really? All the time.
No, that's not true. I have. But also, like, come on.
I'm just basically putting it in basically. Oh, where am I? Right on top of it.
Okay, so right on top of it. How big is this
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
From this thing? Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. And I'll cast it. Oh, I get to pick a level. I'm casting it at 3rd level.
All right, go ahead. Roll that damage, dear.
Okay. For each slot level. So 3d10. Okay. Lost that. 21.
Okay. It doesn't seem to take as much damage as you had hoped.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Fred.
Well, I can see the tentacles close to my side.
Yep.
Crossbow at it.
17 is no good.
And that's all I can do.
Okay.
I'm just keeping myself concentrated and keep myself out of the water.
Yep.
Gotta stick to myself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Karasef. How is a 22 to hit, sir.
Because my shield is not out, that hits.
Fantastic. You are immediately grappled, hoisted into the sky, and then, like a piece of popcorn, are tossed into the air and are caught by the Kraken and are consumed.
The Kraken isn't the Kraken when it's hungry.
Throws Snickers at Kraken.
Kitchen! Come down from the divine kitchen.
A
We need
divine
you.
Snickers emerges from the heavens.
Monarch, you are now up there.
I'm just gonna bonk it.
Do it up. I just moved you over, so that we know that you are consumed by the Kraken.
Does he take moonbeam damage because he's inside of it?
No.
Okay.
I
was just double checking.
So
Just slowly
13 and 14
roasting
for 27.
inside of the Kraken.
Yeah, he's got other problems inside of the Kraken. Anything else, Monarch?
27 damage total, and I'm done.
Right. Well, it's the Kraken's turn.
Crackledy daggin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, why not? Hey, why was it making me roll a con save? Oh, that's why. Okay. Haraseth, I'm going to ask a very important question. How much HP do you have left?
I'm bloodied.
Can you DM the number to me, please? Okay. You, sir, feel the acid of this creature's stomach start to disintegrate your armor. And, Karaseth, something in your pocket starts to glow. However, given the fact that you're inside this creature, you are technically blinded and restrained, so yeah.
Hold on,
Good
I
luck.
have dark vision.
No, you are blinded.
Why am
You
I
got
blinded?
goofy stuff in your eyes.
I wish I could tell you, but it literally says, while swallowed, the creature is blinded and restrained.
The Kraken's insides is forcing your eyes closed.
Gotcha.
You can't use dark vision when your eyes are taped shut.
It's got little nubbins just holding your eyes closed while you're inside its stomach.
Okay.
An even tinier Kraken inside the Kraken.
It's a
Okay.
nesting kraken.
Is this like a turducken but Kraken?
No, like the Russian
Kraken?
nesting dolls. Inside the
Ah.
kraken is a smaller kraken, and inside that kraken is a puppy.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. And then, because why the fuck not? Sasha, 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
10? What? Oh, I'm on.
So that's 10.
Is that half? Okay.
Orion, 30 to
Yes.
hit.
That'll hit.
You will take 19 points of bludgeoning damage. And, Monric, 20 to hit as well.
That's a definite hit.
Okay, you'll be taking 18 points of bludgeoning damage. And then Orion, it's your turn.
Absolutely. I'm just reading the fine print on a spell real quick. Reverts to normal form. Okay. If I move over to the ship on the side Karasef got popcorned on, can I see its mouth? Is it still chilling there?
Sorry, repeat that?
If I move over to the side of the ship where Karasef was and got popcorned, can I see its gnashing maw over the edge of the ship?
Yes.
Cool. I would like to take my action to prepare the polymorph spell on myself
Okay.
and jump into its face.
Okay. What are you planning on turning into?
Does it
I
swallow
know
me?
exactly what you're doing. This is
I need you
horrible.
to tell me what you're planning on doing, please.
Sure. Upon swallowing me, I would turn into a sperm whale, a gargantuan beast in its stomach.
Okay, so I'm gonna let this happen. I
More
want
so
you to understand.
to give this thing some real bad discomfort and hopefully
Yeah.
get our
No,
paladin
I
back.
realize that. I
Yeah.
want you to understand that by doing so, you are running the risk of sending Karasef rocketing into the deep.
I can swim. I can try and bring him back.
Okay.
Swim.
I just wanted to throw that out there, that you have taken this chance into consideration.
Orion, Otter, absolutely. Orion, my friend just got eaten by a kraken. What can I do?
Okay, fair
Panic
enough.
sperm whale. Got it.
All right. Well, the sperm whale is the panic.
The panic button is the whale.
Okay. So you hop up to the edge, and actually, I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna let you do it, but there's gonna be a thing that needs to happen first.
What do I got to do for you,
Okay.
DM?
No, you don't have to do anything. There's a thematic thing, and I finally figured out what these stupid god items are gonna do, and it's actually relevant to what's happening to Karasef. So, just hold tight. You get up on the edge of the railing to jump into the maw of this kraken. Several crew members, thinking you have absolutely lost your fucking mind, run up to restrain you. Okay? You still have polymorph prepped. This is still going to happen. Okay? It's just gonna happen after Karasef's turn.
No worries. I am going to glance down to the crew and just start mumbling in primordial at them.
They're really gonna think you've gone insane. Okay. Karasef, my dear. You feel that presence in your pocket start to expand. It spreads across your skin like a warm caress. And the acid that had been reaching your flesh does not burn quite as sharply. If you could see, you would notice that there is the slight, almost imperceptible veneer of bright green scales that now covers your skin. And you now permanently have resistance to acid.
Nice. Are the scales always visible?
In the bright light, yes.
Intriguing.
Your god item has been consumed.
I'll take a power damage resistance for that.
Orion,
You have muttered enough in Primordial that they have let you go. You have fallen forward into the maw of the Kraken. As soon as you basically reached where you were going to do the most amount of damage, Polymorph goes off, and you become a gargantuan-sized sperm whale inside of this Kraken. It is now bloated and distended in weird, awkward ways that just... This is wrong in so many levels.
I've got the old commercial song for Pepto-Bismol in my head now.
And it actually starts to sink. Because the combined weight of you as a gargantuan-sized sperm whale plus itself is enough that it actually can't support both of your weights. Not like off the surprise.
Gonna sink the ship.
And it is dragging the ship down. However, Otter.
Yes.
I need you to roll me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking kick myself if you manage to roll 3 of them. I need you to roll me 3D100.
Okay. 1, 2. We'll use these ones. These are cool looking dice. 3 D100s.
Yes, please.
Okay. First one is a 79.
Okay.
The second one is an 84. And the third one is a 99.
Otter.
Yes.
In addition to dragging this thing back into the briny deep from whence it came, the absolute sheer velocity in which you turned into a fucking sperm whale. Really? You had to choose the sperm whale?
It's the biggest thing I could turn into that still breathes underwater.
You should have told him what type of whale he saw. You could have picked a
know.
smaller one.
The next option was a giant crab.
You have basically rendered this Kraken from mouth to tail. Karasef, resistant to acid you may be. However, you do not have time to get a breath of air before you are completely and utterly surrounded by water. You are 120 feet deep and fucking falling fast. You are sinking fast. Lost amongst the debris of an exploded Kraken and a fucking sperm whale. Do you know where that sperm whale came from? You have no fucking idea. All you know is that if you don't get air within the next probably 30 seconds, you're gonna drown.
The last thing you heard was boo, and then water.
By the way, the Kraken is dead! And is still trying to drag the ship into the water. Just from the sheer amount of tentacles it had a hold of, that had a hold of the ship. Karasef, what are you doing?
Thinking.
I don't think I have time to think right now. I am not quite fully panicked yet, trying to figure out and orient which way is up. Can I, so that
Survival
I can
check. Survival check.
$11?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I don't even have anything that's like full of air that might spawn.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm coming for you.
Not even my abilities are helping me here. Okay, I'm just gonna pick a direction and try to swim in it with full dash. I don't know how to choose the direction though. Roll for it?
Yes. Give me a
D4.
roll me a d20.
6.
Karasef. You are swimming, unfortunately, further into the water.
Okay, well, I just went 60 feet further into the water.
Yep, and you are now 180 feet down.
Fantastic.
I'm so sorry.
These things happen. I've got 4 more rounds.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hope this is not gonna be where you end.
Gains poison resistance, drowns immediately.
I planned on giving you poison, like your acid resistance, and then Orion was just like, "I'm gonna turn into a sperm whale." Sasha, what are you doing?
I will feel so bad if you die.
Sasha?
Sasha, I think you're muted.
I was just making sounds, so it's okay. You didn't miss much.
Good to know.
Now this is gonna be a fun question. Find Steed
Uh-huh.
doesn't. Oh, never mind. I see it. Never mind.
I'll say that has a 10-minute casting time. I looked at that too, thinking maybe I can summon some sort of dolphin.
My head. What the fuck? It doesn't matter. We can't make one anyway. It's like a warhorse, a pony, camel, elk, or mastiff.
None of those swim.
No.
I mean, they do, but they really only doggy paddle.
And they don't go
True.
very fast.
I mean, they are technically spirits, right?
Technically.
I'm gonna start trying to shift and pull tentacles off of the ship so the ship doesn't sink. Because we are in the middle of the ocean and I'm wearing a lot of armor. So
All right.
what do you want?
I'm gonna need you to give me an athletics check.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, you managed to shove off one, and then seeing what you're doing, the others of the crew start doing the same.
Fantastic. Teamwork. Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna keep doing that so we're not going down.
Okay, Fred.
I have tied my rope to one of my crossbows
Okay.
and fired it at the ship to pull myself to the ship.
Okay.
So what do I need to do?
Roll to hit the ship.
Okay.
Because it's gonna suck if you...
Miss?
Hey, Fred,
Mm-hmm.
can you give me a, give me a D100 roll?
The poor crew.
Mm-mm.
Oh, thank God.
So, the arrow doesn't plink off the Kraken's scales like you thought it was going to. it sticks directly into the Kraken's tentacle that is slowly sliding into the water.
Oh, good. Now you can come visit me.
Under
Just
the
chillin'.
sea.
We don't float
I'm
down
dead,
here.
baby.
Oh.
Take it from me.
No, my mom's just not impressed because I keep trying to put her back in the water.
Shouldn't plants love water?
It's
Like,
good for all the
not
Not
foliage.
salt water!
Not salt water.
I mean, you don't know.
Monarch, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to get these tentacles off the boat so we doesn't drag the boat down with it.
Okay, so give me, what did I make Quentin roll? Athletics?
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check, please, sir. You're not able to budge this one, but this was the one that was wrapped around the mast. So it's more of a, we need to finish dragging it down off the mast before we can pull it, like, shove it into the water. So you start working, on that bit, with the assistance of the crew. And we'll see where you're at next round. This thing is dead.
Okay,
Ryan.
So Karasef is 60 feet from me then, if they sank 60 feet?
Yes.
Cool.
Aircep's about to turn into Jonah.
You're muted, buddy. Gotta press the button.
I was hitting the wrong button, darn it. Does this mean I'm going to be eaten by 2 sea creatures today?
Possibly.
More seafood for Karasef.
I'm going to move my entire 60 feet of movement to catch up to Karasef. And
Okay.
if I want to dash, I can't exactly
Swallow him?
I wouldn't swallow him, but like grab him in my mouth to hold him like in my mouth and start swimming back up.
I want you to know that you are going to be doing that against my will because I have no idea that this thing is you. I think another creature is trying to eat me, and I am going to try and escape from that.
Yeah, this is not
Love
me
this.
trying to eat you. This is me dashing to get underneath you to then start swimming you back up. So I'm not going to eat you. I'm going to take my 60 feet to get under you and then push you back up with a dash action.
Okay, I thought you said you were going to try and hold me in your mouth.
No, that would require me to make a action, so I couldn't dash, and you're running out of time, so I'm going to push you instead.
Okay.
So I am obviously trying to help you. Please don't hurt. Well,
You don't understand whale.
You can't understand me, but I seem to be helping.
Instead of puppy eyes, it's whale eyes.
And I'm going to take Karasef another 60 feet up from where they were.
Okay. Karasef, this giant whale is attempting to help you. And it seems as though you were going in the wrong direction.
Well, you know, in panic, that's bound to happen. I was very suddenly let loose from a very large creature's very dark stomach.
Zara, I want you to know that it's like 90% of my favorite thing when playing situations like this where players overthink overcomplicated solutions and just forget about logic and how things actually work. Like exhaling just a little bit to see which way the bubbles go.
I mean, also, if the water was turbulent enough, the bubbles could just be swirling around. So
Well,
right
no,
after the
you were deep enough.
explosion,
You were deep
it
enough
would have
that
been, yeah.
yeah, you were deep enough that you would have figured it out. But it's like, just like the little bits of logic, and players just like, oh, I have all of this magic, and I'm like, but you don't need it. literally just logic your way out of something.
Asking a lot.
That's
know.
what I did.
But yes, you now have a a gargantuan sperm whale attempting to help you correct course.
Pivot.
I'm gonna take the momentum from the kind of like shove that it gave me and just keep going in that direction away from whatever is there as quickly as I can.
Yeah, I'm using my nose to just push you in front of me back up. So I am effectively propelling you back towards the surface.
Okay, between the
Or
two of you,
into
you managed
the
to.
crushing depths, you'll find out.
Well, you two managed to get to the surface pretty quickly. Sasha, you turn to help them at the center mast to remove the largest of the tentacles, which is the one that's really starting to, like, pull the ship into an uneven keel.
Can I try and find Fred?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh, fuck, I forget what my perception is. That might be fine. Oh yeah, dirty 20. I was like, ooh, I got a 14. I don't know about that. But it's 14 plus 6. What?
No, that just I've got the stream up, and it keeps giving me the decoding error.
No, it's still running on my
Definitely
end.
Yeah, no, it's a that's an internet issue.
Okay.
If it stops like decoding for whatever reason, it's an internet issue. It just means that it's either been idle too long or some shit. I don't know. Twitch is an unwieldy beast at the best of times.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, what would you say your perception was, Quentin?
Dirty 20.
Yeah, you see Fred. You know what else you see with Fred? She's pulling herself towards a tentacle that's sinking into the water.
Absolutely fantastic. I will try and start running for that string.
And
rope.
she kind of looks like a drowned rat right now. And
I don't look good at that either.
mm-mm.
I'm
Matter
gonna
of
try-
fact, when Karasef breaks the surface, so does he.
Now who smells like wet duck? I'm kidding. I'm joking. Kidding.
Just like
Um,
the second we break the surface, I'm using my mass to just kind of like leave Karasef above the water.
yeah, I'm gonna try running for the rope
I realize I have made an error,
or the tentacle.
Yep.
but that's okay.
Okay. Sasha, give me a athletics check, please, dear.
Okay.
And actually, Monarch, you as well, please.
+4, right? Yes. 17.
You run up the edge or the length of the tentacle and grab the arrow and yank it out. And then as this tentacle is sliding into the water, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yeah. I'm fine. That's a fucking nat 20 plus fucking whatever it is, 4. 24.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna need a
You
DS6 for
run backwards like you've been doing this your entire life as like kind of like a treadmill as the tentacle is slipping out from underneath your feet and you have a hold of the rope but you're pulling her in like as you're running backwards until you have your feet back on the deck as that tentacle slides into the water. And Fred is now on the deck looking like a drowned rat.
Ugh.
I will let my spell go, and it brings me to the ground, and I continue all the way to the ground till I'm curled up in a fetal position.
Monarch, with your
I'm in pain.
13 and the help of the crew, you are able to get rid of the last major tentacle that was threatening to pull the ship under the water.
Yay.
I don't like this anymore. I want to go home.
I'm gonna try and find like a towel for Fred, and I will sit with Fred. Like I don't care. Wrap Fred up in the blanket, put her in my lap. Sasha runs hot, so hopefully it'll at least help warm her. Body heat like a son of a bitch.
After making sure Karasef gets back on the boat, I will do circles in the water making distressed whale noises, realizing if I drop the spell, I sink like a rock.
Oh man, can I get the entire party to make me a let's call it a survival check.
Just
Entire
kind
party.
of like lightly nudging the boat, making sad whale noises.
I was gonna say
Fred-
I'm more worried about
Fred is
Fred.
too-
I got
Fred's
that
having
one
a
too.
fucking breakdown with a nat 1. Fred is just having a straight up breakdown, and she feels something nudging the side of the boat, and she's having a panic attack, thinking it's the Kraken's mate coming to seek revenge.
I got a nat 1 as well. I did. I'm really sorry. I'm more concerned with making sure Fred doesn't have said panic attack.
Between Karasef and Monric, though, they realize and piece together that whale is probably Orion.
Ooh.
I get a rope and see if I can't toss it out to Orion for him to grab in his mouth.
Okay. Yeah, he's able to do so, and as he lets the spell drop, one of the first things that sort of like as he shrinks down and resumes back his regular form, or their regular form, they grab a hold of the rope, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw, please, Monric, to make sure you're not just hauled into the water with him. Go ahead.
Bloody hell.
Mostly because I saw Zara raise his hand like he was gonna ask. So.
You're still muted, buddy.
I'm helping him with the strength save. I got that rope right there with him.
Cool. You're both going down.
Can I see either of them when this happens?
No. You're like hanging off of the ship, quickly sliding back towards the water. And then, hey, Quentin, out of all of the Zealous crew, which one is the most likely to just grab the back of the two of their shirts and haul them backwards to prevent them from going overboard?
You either want Boduk or Makia. Makia is a Goliath barbarian, and Boduk is a full orc monk. So,
oh, so not a half orc.
No, that's been updated.
Okay.
Actually,
between
He's
no,
technically a
it's
half-orc.
cool. It's cool.
He's orc Asimar, but
Yep. So, Borak and Makia each grab one of them, bodily lift them off of the ground, and just walk backwards. As,
if it helps, Boduk's also an astral monk now, so he has the extra arms. He's not an open hand anymore.
As, Rylton runs to the side and extends his hand down to Orion to help bring him back up, or bring them back up onto the ship.
Yes, please. I spend the next, 3 minutes just, leaking water everywhere and casting prestidigitation to make it go away.
Yep.
And then I look around and go, did we get it?
Did we get
Orion.
Something got it.
The item that has been shifting and been intangible, unidentifiable for the last 8 months since I gave them to you, is consumed, and you feel it like a faint veneer over top of your porcelain carapace. And you have permanently acquired resistance to lightning damage. Each of the stars drawn on your porcelain, each of those little yellow bits, glows just a little bit brighter.
Resistance to lightning damage. Okay.
Permanent lightning resist.
Fantastic.
Sasha. In addition, and I'm gonna kick myself for doing this, in addition to your already bonkers resistance as a lichen, your item also is consumed. And your fur, when you shift to werewolf form, will now kind of like glow a faint reddish brown, as you have permanently acquired resistance to fire.
Catch me walking into burning buildings.
Resistance, not immunity.
As long as it's a regular fire and not magical, try me.
It's like a tiefling getting down with a fire ganassi.
Hey, if I wasn't married, I had many
I know,
open doors
I
now
know.
to me.
Monric. Yours?
Yes.
You gain permanent resistance to poison damage. So whereas Zera, or where Karasef has the faintest sheen of green scales across his flesh, you have the faintest sheen of they're also scales. Hang on, I just need to double check something. Do you think I can remember which dragons spit acid? Not acid, poison.
Green dragons, I think.
I feel like there's more than one dragon that does poison.
I think black as well.
I think black does as well. Hang on.
I'm trying to remember where to put resistances on Roll20. I know where it is on D&D Beyond.
Okay, gold dragons are fire? Gold dragons are fire.
I tossed mine in the features and traits.
Yeah, I did the same. I just called it Gift from the Gods.
Sapphire dragons are psionic.
I just added the resistance type to the ones that I'm already resistant to.
Bronze is lightning.
Gift of the Gods is a cool name, though.
Black dragons. Okay, sorry. Karasef, we're gonna adjust yours a little bit. You have black scales. In essence of your resistance to acid. Monric has green scales as per resistance to poison.
Thematically, for my character, that makes more sense.
I know. I realized
fantastical.
that. I realized that after. Sorry. And last but certainly not least, Fred. Your item transforms after your rather frigid dunk into the icy brine of the sea. You have permanently acquired resistance to cold damage. And on top, and where your silver scales show through on your chest, they have the faintest tinge of blue to them. And all of the god items are now finally dealt with.
Ha.
Now,
I
the
don't
ship
think
has
I'll
been
be doing that again.
the ship has been rather heavily damaged from the Kraken. And I do want you guys to know that you just took on a CR-23 in one.
Woo!
That was a regular Kraken.
I am curious, how much health was left when the stomach exploded?
So before he transformed and I had him roll the 3D100s, it had 234 points left out of 472.
Heavy hit for the game so far goes
So
to
what you're telling
Orion,
me is I
the
did
support wizard.
a monstrous amount of damage without actually casting a damaging spell. Okay.
It's like somebody who creates water in somebody's lungs. Your lungs are technically a container.
Can I
I
do
just-
that?
If you have
Maddie,
a
I missed-
DM
I have
who is
the
willing to
spell.
let you do that, that is an option.
Sorry,
Just
Mom,
like-
what were you saying?
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Just like destroy water, you could severely dehydrate someone in one go if you really wanted to, and your DM was okay with that logic.
There's one where you can raise the temperature inside of somebody's body.
Mm-hmm. I
And
cast
basically force
aneurysm.
them- and basically force them to go through all the stages of heat stroke and die.
I just thought, what if they have like an implant in them somewhere and you just go heat metal?
Got any gold fillings, buddy?
Like,
Talking like a hip replacement. Just
this is,
burn.
but you would need to know it's there. And heat metal requires you to, I think you have to touch it.
Oh yeah.
I think it has some distance to it, but it's not much.
Yeah. But
What that
yeah,
part-
no,
what
you
changed?
could. What do you mean? Oh, the constellations that are on his porcelain shine brighter.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, you can create water in somebody's lungs and force them to
Drown.
drown.
Just depends on how much you want to modify your alignment very quickly.
It's a war crime. That creating water in somebody's lungs is a war crime. Anyway, back on topic. The ship is heavily damaged. It is going to take them an additional 4 days to travel. And there is nothing that you guys can really do to assist to make it go faster. Like, you can lend a hand, you can lend your skills with mending and whatnot, but it's still not going to help them repair that ship faster. There's just, there isn't a hole in the hull, but the substantial damage to the mast means that they can't put all the sails up. Many of the sails were torn, ropes broken, frayed, etc. So there's a lot of repairs that need to happen before they can even set out.
Oh, sorry. Don't mind that. Accidentally clicked it. My
Do
bad.
not put a hole in this shit. The fuck is wrong with you?
No, I was looking to read it.
Well, now you can read it. So, as you repair the ship, Fred, her condition continues to get worse and worse. Because you cannot spare the fresh water to bathe. And prestidigitation does not take away the salt accumulation off of her skin. And being mostly plant, it is very painful and dangerous for her to remain this way. Sasha is doing what he can. But there's only so much you can do just doing a sponge bath. Like, this is going to take a full day's rest at a temple of Aphrodite to clear. And that being said, Mom,
Mm-hmm.
You are now suffering from a point of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
On top of being seasick, because you're still seasick. Sasha, given the sheer attention that you are giving Fred to try and help your friend, you are also suffering from a point of exhaustion. Basically, you are working yourself into exhaustion to make sure that Fred is okay.
I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what? As the entire party tries to help the crew, you're all suffering from a point of exhaustion. You're not getting a good night's sleep. The concern that something else that might be bigger is out there. And the journey, while uneventful for the rest of it, unfortunately, does not leave you all feeling very great by the time you dock in Watandi. Having finally arrived at the capital city of Tianth, the city is filled with hustle and bustle, and the only thing that you're all concerned with is finding a place to rest. You get Fred to the Temple of Aphrodite, and given her status as one of the priestesses, she's immediately taken to the back to begin treatment, leaving the rest of you to find a place to stay. Karasef, I need you to give me a investigation check, please, dear. Because out of everybody in the party, you're the one who's been here the most.
I got a 17 on that.
Fantastic. Okay. With the 17, you are able to find your favorite inn. However, it's not super close to the religion, like to the religious district, and it's completely on the opposite side of town from the docks. But you're able to send a note to the Temple of Aphrodite giving detailed instructions on how to get to this inn. And for Fred, so that she knows where to find you.
Sounds good.
And when you arrive to... Hold on. When you arrive to the Wise Boar Bar, you are greeted like an old friend. By a pair of dwarves named Kokol and... trying to find names that I can pronounce.
Vocal.
Kokol. K-O-K-H-A-L. Kokol. And, Golorin. Chain guard. They are a pair of dwarves.
Was it a second name?
Hang on, I'm just typing them up.
Thank you.
They're in the Discord chat. Seth, my darling, you're back! Oh, hopefully you have wonderful stories for us. We always enjoy hearing about your adventures. Dear, come sit. What has happened to you? Why are your clothes looking so crusty?
Yeah, they could probably use a good wash, to be honest. They're a little crusted and...
Did you fall in
cracking
the
guts.
sea?
No, well, I didn't so much fall into the sea. I was kind of shot to the bottom of the sea, but only after discovering... Well, I didn't really discover what the inside of a kraken looks like. It was too dark. But I know what it feels like now.
Well, you come sit by the fire, you and your friends, and we will bring you out some dinner, and then around on the house, and we will listen to such a fascinating story. You know that these pair of dwarves have never left Watandi. Ever. They live vicariously through every traveler that comes through their tavern. They are not agoraphobes, but they refuse to leave the city walls.
The moment they leave to go get food and beverages, I just look to Karasef and go, darling.
What?
That's what they called you.
Oh yes, those two are fun.
But darling is a very endearing term. Are you familiar with them?
I've stayed here a time or two. Might have worked for him once or twice.
Or twice. Although it's closer to 6. Once or twice or 6.
Just when I'm in town passing through, maybe I'll stay here for a little while. Nice place. Good people. I bet they would love to talk to you. You could probably tell them stuff they've never even.
Yes, but
Okay.
we do have to be careful with those stories, don't we?
Well, you could always pose them as fantastical tales of imagination.
Me looking at Orion's deception going, yeah, this is a make-believe story.
Long time ago. A land not that far away.
Alright. When they've returned with their ale and dinner for all of you, Orion, you're offered dinner, although I feel like your instinctive reaction is just to offer your meal to
I just slowly
Sasha?
slide it in front of Sasha and thank them for the meal.
They look a little curious, and they do ask. They're like, well, is it not to your liking? Can we get you something else? We're more than happy to accommodate if it's within our means to do so.
Oh, I'm not much one for food. If you have any good books, that would be lovely. I won't eat them. I would like to read.
The husband, Cockle, stands up and sort of like totters off for a moment. He comes back pretty quickly with 3 books for you. One is a detailed instruction manual on how to properly mine and polish, do the whole process of gem setting, from getting the raw materials to finished completion.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something you sort of tangentially know, but this is like a full comprehensive how to do. There is a it's labeled as a historical romance of some kind. However, you're unclear if there is any actual historical value to it until you have read it.
This man just hand me some historical smut? Is that what just happened?
I said historical romance. I didn't say historical smut. I said historical romance.
Okay.
Bodice rippers.
I didn't say it was a bodice ripper.
It was a historical romance, is exactly what it is.
I know what historical romance means.
It's actually not. It's actually the love story of Rivelin and Herc, the queen of Farah and her now deceased husband.
I'm trying really hard to remember the name of a book It was another campaign I was in a long time ago, but ancient smut had been discovered. I forget what the exact name
Isn't
of it
that
was,
the
but it was
centaur
basically
one?
yes, it's the centaur porn, and
I
the
was gonna say,
tagline on the back is
are you
half
sure?
horse, all man.
Is that
Jesus Christ.
What?
I was gonna say, are you sure that wasn't mine? Because I have handed you guys, like, bodice
Positive.
rippers.
the princess that you
It,
came up with?
my brother came up with
You
it.
gave it to Eden.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
Look,
so
all
I
these books
have
start to, like, meld together. All these
I
games
have-
start to meld together.
I have an instruction manual on mining and polishing for gem setting, a historical
Polishing gems.
romance of
Sorry.
Rivlin and Herc, the Queen of Farah, and her deceased husband.
And the third one is the one that is probably going to interest you the most. Because it is a history, as this world knows it, of the Titans. Now, you are aware that this is probably going to be filled with the Betrayer's propaganda. So it may not be exactly as you remember it, but it is a book on the Titans.
Okay.
Okay.
I will thank them and dive into reading as everyone starts talking.
I feel like I need to point out the historical romance has absolutely no smut. It is actually a 1-to-1 recounting of Rivlin fighting for the freedom of her people, becoming queen, losing her first husband due to conflict and whatnot before they had kids, falling in love with the man who armored her during combat, and having 4 children with him before he passed from old age because he was a human.
Sounds like there's plenty of room in that story for some side
There
dialogue.
is, but it's
There's
not.
definitely kissing.
It's not.
How else are they gonna have kids?
Yes, it's all fade to black.
Yeah. At one point, they mentioned showing ankles, and everyone rioted.
They had to redo the edition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back
And
to
the only reason I'm so adamant is because this is actually, like, this is a character that has been near and dear to my heart, and they wouldn't write about her like that. Mostly because she would then have them killed, but that's besides the point. She was the queen. Like, Rivlin was basically Queen Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yes? Who was the one that just died? Elizabeth?
Queen Elizabeth.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth II. She was basically Elizabeth II, where she was in power for so long that, you know, there was the chance that her son may not even get to be in power, kind of deal.
Like her son shouldn't be in power. Sorry.
That's a whole other
IRL,
story.
you are 100% correct. In this universe, Prince Luvon actually does his job and does his job well. And isn't a spoiled, whiny brat. Anyway, moving on. Before I suddenly wind up with UK Special Forces knocking on my door. Karasef, what stories do you share with this dwarven couple?
I will regale them of the tale of the group of us saving the prince.
Okay. Good choice. They do ask why you were completely covered in salty brine, though.
Oh, like I told you before, I discovered what the inside of a kraken feels like.
They have
Wasn't joking.
questions. Like, they definitely ask, like, what do you mean you know what the inside of a kraken feels like?
It's not
well,
very fun.
slimy, kind of burns to touch it, though. Surprisingly squishy and comfy if it wasn't so tight.
Good to know. Okay.
Oh, that
Fantastic.
does remind me. Orion, what was it like to be like flesh and bone for a minute there?
What?
You were a sperm whale. What was it like to be flesh and bone for a minute? That had to be weird for you. Having lungs? When's the last time you had to breathe, if ever?
I should have
It's a-
fucking thought of that.
To use your own words against you,
Damn it!
sometimes it's the simple logic that escapes us.
Oh man, I should have had you fucking roll to see if you could figure out how to fucking breathe. Son of a bitch!
Notes for future.
Well, if he didn't know how to breathe, but he was a whale, so he was underwater, he'd still kind of be okay, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing was he had to hold his breath while down there.
Yeah, but it was like
I had a lot of constitution as a whale, so I could hold my breath and make that happen. And honestly,
Yes,
that
but
would probably be
it's
the
just-
response you got.
probably, but it would have been funnier to see if we could have figured out if you could have figured out how your lungs fucking work.
I was gonna say my response would probably be along the lines of I had to breathe. I just knew you were in danger and did what I thought would be the quickest way to help. I'm glad you didn't drown.
Well, you might want to practice breathing if you ever need to do that again. In, then out. Slowly, not too quickly.
I don't think I can do that.
Not
You'll
this
figure
one.
it out.
You know what? Somebody polymorph him again.
Yeah, I could do that many
I
times
think
a day.
He's the only one with polymorph, yeah. I could
Just
light him on
wait till I
fire,
get
but I
mass
don't think that's the
polymorph.
same.
All of you could try and figure out how to breathe underwater.
Oh
No.
man. Fred doesn't even want to look at water.
We'll make sure it's not salt water.
I was say, Fred, what if you're a fish while you're under the water? Better.
If I ritually cast telepathic bond beforehand, we can be fish friends and still talk to each other.
Oh my god. Can you? Is telepathic bond
It's a ritual.
concentration? Well, shit.
It is. I will ping it for you real quick. Here you go. I can cast it as a ritual, and to an hour at pretty much any distance, we can talk
Son
to
of
each
a
other
bitch.
telepathically.
Son of a bitch. Alright.
We can be fish friends under the sea.
Hey, Fred.
Yep.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I didn't do it, I swear.
No, you didn't.
Second. Wisdom?
Yep.
Get up there.
Would she technically get my +5?
Nope.
Because I'm still in the temple.
Fred,
Oh, that's true.
you
Mhm.
are 100% going to you're going to refuse to ever get back on a boat. You have developed a debilitating fear of seawater. After the way that it has interfered with how you function, it's a no-go. You will never touch that shit again. You won't even want to chance it. This is permanent. You cannot get rid of it.
Mhm.
All right. That being said,
Not even with her emotional support, Sasha?
no, not even. Like this is how much the water and everything has terrified her. Lakes, not a problem because lakes are freshwater. If it's saltwater, no way. Can't do saltwater. Party. You settle in for the night. Fred is receiving treatment at the Temple of Aphrodite to help clear away the last vestiges of salty brine. You are settled in at the Dwarven Tavern, telling stories and letting these two dwarves live vicariously through you.
I would have a lot of stories for them, actually.
Yeah. You basically get your rooms via stories.
I very much am going to let the party do the speaking, as my stories may be too much for these people, and I'm just going to be
Yes.
quiet.
Let's not put these two dwarves through an existential crisis. And you settle in for the night. Peaceful. Quiet. Sleep takes those that need sleep. For those that don't, you are able to sit up by the fire, reading, to your heart's content.
Yep. I'm gonna post up in the downstairs, just going through my books.
Yep. Fred, when you basically at the end of this long rest, everybody's point of exhaustion is cleared. And you're good to go. And when we meet again next week, we will pick up on a bright new day in Watandi. You know where your next location is. You know where you have to go. The question is, can you make it there? Or is something going to stop you? Find out all that next week and more. We will be back next week with another episode of A Knight's Ransom. And I'm only ending it this early because I need to go shower before my friend gets back from his concert. Sorry. We'll be back next week with another episode of A Knight's Ransom. We like to thank our sponsor, FX May Vary, who is a local band here in Toronto, as well as our Patreon supporter, who gets our shout out, Mama Bear. We have merch in the store for ! Merch in the chat. And if you want to check out more of what we have going on, hit ! Discord to join us in the Discord. We currently have a... What?
I would like to throw in real quick that there are going to be 2 new merch items in the very near future.
Woo! 2 new merch items coming your way. In addition, we currently have job openings for anybody who would like to be on stream in a Dire Bear game. We would be playing on Saturday night, ran by our very own Alex. He ran the Stolen Cities. For those that joined us for that was a fantastic time. He will be running his homebrew, A Game of Time. Have I played in that game before? Yes. Yes, I have. Am I going to do it again because every party plays a campaign differently? Yes. That being said, you would also see Quentin in the game as well, and you will get to see the absolutely chaotic, dynamic duo that is Quentin and I as players. A sight that has not been seen since the Escorts, when we played Zastari and Ezra.
Oh boy.
So, with that being said, we are still in the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. I know that it may not seem like it, but COVID is still a thing. So please, 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 please remember, wear a mask if you're not feeling comfortable, if you're not feeling well, even if it's just like an allergy cough, wear a mask. It puts everybody at ease. Wash your hands. If you can't wash your hands, sanitize. Social distance if you can. Be kind to one another. And remember, roar for initiative. And we'll see you all next week.